Hey, Hot Teas, I'm back, and I've got some road trip tea. Sharon and I are going to give you our Gatsby on Broadway review.
And we are in our porch flipping era.
Welcome back to the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on all things Long Island, especially in the fall. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Thanks. Yeah, I was missing you guys last week when Alfredo Gonzalez,
I tried to do it like you.
our bestie, our incredible international rep, sat in. He was so sweet.
He's so sweet. I'm like, this should be named Love Letter to Kristen.
I know.
It was so cute.
I was listening and I was like, aw. As I like to say on Long Island.
He's so cute.
No, he's really, and it was cool. I liked hearing it from his perspective about our friendship and our relationship in the industry, right. And how those were, even what talking about the American Cup that we had. Mm-hmm. I had so many of our partners, our Long Island partners, that golfed with the group that week. Our board chairman, Mitch Pally, and Rob Salvatico, whose family owns the Indigo Hotels. They reached out and they were like, the relationships. They were like, what a great group of people. Yeah. And Rob was like, I'm gonna go next year. It's in Montana next year at Yellowstone. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm gonna go next year. I'm already signed. I'm like, and that is what we always talk about in our industry. Yeah. And that's why the relationships matter, but they take time to develop. You don't just put out a digital marketing ad and expect people to swarm your doors. It's built on relationships, and it was so sweet. I was missing you guys, but I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, so good to have you back.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Wow, I am wiped. This day, and I say this every single week, and it's so annoying. I'm sure our listeners are like, God, calm.
Pull yourself together.
Yeah, like you're constantly and so busy. But it's insane.
It is insane, though. I feel like this month, it's October, but we're already like, I can't even think of I'm trying to schedule meetings and I'm like looking at our calendars and I'm like, yep, that'll happen December 15th.
I gotta tell you, Halloween in October this year is, for me, giving a whole new meaning because it is nightmarish.
It is.
It is. Yeah. The month of October
schedule
is nightmarish. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at my schedule and I'm like, I can't even. So, it's all good things. But it's like I just don't have I don't know where I have the energy for this. So we had the American Cup last week and I was out at dinners with the group every night and it was so fun. And then I drove to the Thousand Islands.
Right. Incredible drive.
Incredible in a lot of ways.
The scenic views that you see.
Right. 7 hours.
The state of New York.
7 hours each way. But no, on the way there, I was vibing.
Yeah. T-Swizzle playing in your car.
I actually was listening to an audiobook I've been wanting to listen to forever called Radical Candor.
Oh.
Which most of my staff would probably say I don't need lessons on. But it in a lot of ways, it's validating. I highly recommend it. And I was recommending it to my peers when I met them up there. It's really great because a lot of times people, they try to avoid conflict. People go to great lengths oftentimes to avoid conflict. Mm-hmm. And that's not always a good thing. Right. Like healthy conflict is a good thing. Yeah. And when you're meeting with somebody, if you're not, people don't want to tell you like, this could be better. This isn't good. This isn't a good job. I feel like I've been doing this a lot today. Mm-hmm. But if you don't give people that feedback, you're doing them a disservice. Mm-hmm. Because they don't understand where they can improve. Right. They don't know how they could get better.
Exactly. They can't take that as an opportunity to make changes. And, they're just going to think they're doing the best that they are.
Right. And the author was great.
Is it Simon Sinek?
No, it's a woman. Okay. Kim something. I forget her name. But she worked for Sheryl Sandberg at Google.
Oh, okay.
She worked for, I think, Twitter when it was. She worked for Google, another one, there's a major one. She worked for several major tech companies. Okay. And she talks about what she did wrong. And she said, like, there was this one guy and she's like, I was like, oh, this is great. Thank you. And she's like, and it wasn't great. And he knew it wasn't great. And she's like, then, 6 months later, my meeting is I was firing him. Mm-hmm. And she's like, and I felt it haunted her career because she's like, I could have told him. Wouldn't it have been better for him?
Right.
anyway, I listened to a great book called Radical Candor.
I love it.
I highly recommend. And it's, we're always learning and we're always trying to hone our leadership skills and grow and learn. Cause I need to learn just as much as anybody else.
Right.
And sometimes in our levels, the higher you get, it's harder to get feedback like that.
Right.
Kim Scott.
Kim Scott. Thank you.
I follow this Simon Sinek on TikTok. He does a lot of like TED Talks, and he, I think, is an author as well. But like it's all about leadership and skills and leading a team and things like. And it's very much that kind of advice.
Right. And radical candor doesn't mean be a jerk, right? It means there's a way to sensitively do it, and there's a way to make sure you're doing it with praise. And it was funny because yes, I listened to the book, and it was so beautiful driving upstate through all the amazing fall colors. And I did several phone calls that I needed to do and caught up with people. It was amazing. I was vibing on the way up there. Gorge, got up to Thousand Islands, had my meeting. It was fabulous. I had dinner with a colleague, and it was funny. I was telling her about the book from Lake George, and she was like, oh, I just had this, with my colleague today, and similar thing where I was like, you can't wear, when you wear sneakers to a major ribbon cutting, it's an issue. And I said, well, did you say like, I really, give praise first and say, I really love, how you're so influential with the rest of the team and they look to you. So, when you're doing something like that, the downside of that is they're looking to you and you're an example for everybody else. Right. And if you're not, anyway, so she was like, oh, I love this. It was just a great trip and it was so beautiful. And then I had meeting, so much great content. I Love New York was there. Awesome. Our hospitality, our advocacy group was there. We're talking about legislation and things impacting our industry. So much great content. And then Friday afternoon came when it was time to leave the meeting and drive 7 hours home. And that's when, in the first 3 hours,
you're like, oh, this is cool. I'm ready to go home.
It was a beautiful day in the Thousand Islands. It was like 70 something degrees, picture perfect day. I passed an Amish buggy on the way. It was so adorable. I was like, had my sunroof up. It was fabulous. And then like 3.5 hours in, I'm like, for the love of God,
please just make this trip stop.
What? Why? What is happening? I'll give you a couple of examples as to how where my mindset was and how bad, how the spiral of depression that I went into. I stopped at Arby's.
Okay.
I got a roast beef sandwich from Arby's. I haven't eaten Arby's in 20 plus years.
I've never had it.
Yeah. Well, it was delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Good.
It was great. But I got home. My family's like, why is there an Arby's bag in your home? I'm like, don't ask questions.
Just don't even look away.
It was a very long, exhausting road trip.
Oh,
I needed some protein.
Yes.
I needed like a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
I was so tired. I'm like, I need something and I ate it like while I'm driving. And then there was then I had to stop again because I was getting, right before I hit the city, it wasn't right before, it was like Catskills area. Like before I hit the city, I was getting low on gas. And I'm going to hit New York City and Long Island at 5 o'clock traffic, which is like the worst thing you can do on a Friday afternoon. So I'm like, I'm going to stop and get gas. And I'm pulling off on the highway. I see like a giant mobile sign. Seemed legit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I pull off and on this underpass and immediately recognized there was nothing else around.
Right.
I'm like, there's like a little creek. I don't know what's happening here. So I'm like, I need to use the restroom because I'd eaten my Arby's and my giant Diet Dr. Pepper. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to get gas and use the restroom. It's not good when there's like all bars and all the windows and then it says restroom around back.
Yep. And you need a key.
Not inside. No, I wish you didn't need a key, which is even scarier.
Yeah, that is sketch.
So I'm like, oof. Like but there's one little shack, there's one little building across the street. That's it. And I'm like, I don't really want to stop again. So I go around the side and there's just, it was all
Milk
your
crates,
spidey senses going on.
hanging out.
All the hairs on the back of your neck are like, this is not a good situation for a single person, especially a woman on a long remote road trip.
Yes.
I was like, do I even act like I'm going in this? Like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
This is like
scary.
Everything that are trained not to do. And people are looking at me on the side. There's no, and I'm like, do I even open this door? And because there's people getting out of their car, shady characters. And so I open the door, barely. I like open it and I'm like, oh, immediately no.
That's negative.
It was
me.
like a millisecond glance. I'm like, there's 100% no way I'm going in there.
No.
I don't even know.
Nope.
What has taken place in there.
Nope.
So I was like, okay, well, my spidey sense was right. I shouldn't have even opened the door, but I tried. It's me. So I look across the street at whatever that little shack building was over there. And at closer glance, it's like an adorable little coffee shop.
Oh.
It's like a little coffee. It's a cute little Catskills coffee shop on a creek. You know, on a little creek. So I pull up and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy an iced green tea or coffee, whatever you want me to buy.
Right.
To be able to use, it was magical in there. It was like a little magical. It was like a little fairy was looking out. It was beautiful.
Like you see the little pixie dust.
Literally,
just like
it was like it came
over.
out of nowhere. It was like an oasis in the desert.
I love this.
I was moments ago terrified that I was about to be abducted.
Yeah,
like that show Vanished with Sandra Bullock. I remember that. It was scary. And then I'm immediately transported to a magical little coffee shop
land.
that I actually didn't even want to leave. I was like, I could hang out here. There was like little wonderful pastries. The bathroom was amazing. There was nobody else in there. It was gorgeous. I took a picture of the creek and the fall colors. I'm like, oh my God. And then immediately when I left, they hated me. It must have been like 2:57. They turned it to closed at 3. So I barely got in there. I was like, again, angels were 100% looking out for me. Yeah. I lived. I got home late at night, but it was like, listen, you never know when you're out in rural anywhere.
Yeah, you have no idea.
New York is no different.
No,
you got to be careful. Mm-hmm. And I just love this little Catskills coffee shop. I have no idea why it was there.
I don't know.
Because there was nothing else around it. I'm like, what? This has to be like a money laundering facility because who else is stopping here? Nobody but me. But it was magical. I felt so lucky. And then I made it home and it's been a crazy week.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
And we went last night to our new partners, the Gatsby Broadway musical. Yeah. Right?
It was so awesome. It really was awesome. And I have to say, I heard you saying, like, I don't know how people are going into this blind. I never read the book. I never
I'm
watched
like making
the movie.
Fun of people, and Sharon's like, I'm like, how do you not know this story?
It's me.
Sharon's like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, did you see everybody in the audience was like gasping and like looking, and everybody was shocked by the story. I'm like, it's 100 years old.
I know.
Sharon's like, no, I didn't know it.
I didn't know the story.
Did you know the story, Michael? Have you seen The Great Gatsby?
I saw the movie, but like in a daze years ago.
Yeah.
Like in the movies, so no. Basically, no. I walked in there blind too. Although I was coming back to me as we were seeing it. Mm-hmm. So good though. The songs, the dancing. I had texted Abby because, she's all about Broadway and she was just like, oh, the tapping is amazing. And remember they did that whole like tap dancing part?
Oh my God, the tap part.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And when you say Abby, we know you're talking about Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms. So we're not just calling any Abby. It's not just Dear Abby. Mm-hmm. We're calling Abby from Dance Moms and we're telling her about the dancing. Like that's how good it was.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have to tell you, being New Yorkers, we can be like a little snobby. Mm-hmm. We're a little discerning with our Broadway talent and our reviews.
Okay.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I could not believe all of us were like, the sets
were mind blowing. And I just recently saw a show and I was unhappy.
You were underwhelmed.
I was underwhelmed with the sets because I was like, this is Broadway. It could be a lot better, like whatever. But then I went to this show last night and I was mind blown. Like just it sets the tone.
I have to say,
no pun intended.
I'm not even joking. And this is not because they're our partners and because we're Gatsby. I mean, obviously we're a little biased because we're the inspiration of Gatsby. We're very excited about it. But I have to tell you, I could not believe, and the whole our team was there. It was so beautiful. The sets, and the story, even then I knew the story. It was touching. It was exciting. It was sad.
Yeah.
It was romantic.
It was funny.
The talent. Yeah. I just got to tell you, it was out there. Run, don't walk.
Yeah, 100%.
To the Gatsby on Broadway musical.
Yeah.
I see why it was Tony Award winning. I think it won Best Costumes.
Oh, wow.
And the talent was so incredible. I just couldn't believe it. The theater was so adorable.
I loved the theater too. It was different.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
We went to this restaurant, Gatsby Landing, right before. It was delicious.
So funny story about this is there's also one on Long Island in Roslyn.
Yeah.
And Carrie, our social media coordinator, that was like her very first job, working at the Gatsby Landing in Roslyn.
Oh, who knew? Who knew?
Isn't that funny?
Well, New York City was so beautiful last night.
So beautiful.
Too.
And like it was like humid, warm, but like in a good way. But yeah, the food was delicious. The service was amazing. I mean, every one of us was asking the waitress, like, what do you recommend? Like,
yeah.
and, like,
and the service was
Gatsby-themed
great. Yeah, you're right.
cocktails. Like, it was awesome.
I could not believe how fun, and I'm going to be honest, like to me, we were talking about our favorite Broadway shows that we go to. Mm-hmm. I am like, I've been to a zillion Broadway shows.
Yeah.
And so this time in this stage of my life, I am like very picky as to which ones I'm going to go to because I don't want a whole drawn out thing and I get tired. So I'm like, usually by intermission, I'm like, thank God.
Right.
I need to go have a cocktail.
Right.
I'm going to go rush, have a cocktail.
Yeah.
In fact, we go to this one theater for a lot of the ones, like we saw Plaza Suite there and stuff. And I always make Thomas buy like the VIP thing because then you already have your table set and you get to go have a cocktail at intermission. Because I'm usually like, it's been I need a break.
Right.
Nope. Last night when intermission came, I'm like, it's intermission already?
Right. Yeah, it was
couldn't
quick.
believe it. Mm-hmm. I was so into it.
And it was so good. And like Michael and I were talking too, like at the end, like there's so much that was thrown in at the end that like it kind of took a twist that you're like, whoa, wait, what's happening? What's happening right now? And then it was just
great.
like, wow.
I just was I'm so proud to have them as our partners. And I'm so proud. Last night when we were walking, you and Bree and I were walking back to Penn. And I was like, this is one of those pinch yourself moments that we're so lucky to have Long Island as our product and our destination, the inspiration of Gatsby, and to be able to like partner with a Broadway show that was so high quality and fun and exciting.
It was so
good. And we're having our Gatsby gala now, our Gatsby themed, and we all have like Pinterest boards now dedicated to it. We are so excited. But then it was hard because you get on the train, I missed the 10:04 train by like 30 seconds, which was fine. And then I got on the 10:30 train. We were all on the train together. You, me, and Bree left at the same time.
Right.
And let me tell you, I don't know how your train ride was.
Oh.
I had the most ruckus.
You did?
Group of guys.
Oh no.
Grown.
Where were they coming
grown
from?
Men. They were coming from New York City. They were going all the way. And let me tell you, they didn't. I was like, maybe they're going to get off at Jamaica. Nope.
Fingers crossed.
All the way to Ronkonkoma at the end.
Oh man.
In fact, they were so crazy. A couple of their people in their group, a couple of guys, they were right in the car, like right behind me, but you could hear them screaming. A couple of the guys were sitting up here next to me because they were like, we're not with them.
Right.
And then they kept coming up to these guys going, get back here. Come on, dude. Oh, and they were insane.
That's really annoying.
There were a couple of women around me and we were like, you were giving each other the look like, and my AirPods went out halfway through. I'm like, here we go.
So I literally got on the train and Jamaica, my phone dies.
Oh no.
And I'm like, great.
Whoa.
I got to raw dog this train ride home. And comes this beautiful blonde, probably mid-20s. And like, the train isn't packed. But there's like, I don't know, whatever. There's a guy sitting there. She sits right next to him and immediately like shakes his hand. Hi, I'm so-and-so. And I'm like, are they supposed to meet? What's happening here? So now we got entertainment. I'm like, all right, great.
It's like risky business.
What's happening? And she was definitely like chirping the whole time and like overly laughing on things that she shouldn't have been overly.
Was he attractive?
I don't know. I couldn't get a good look at him. I just saw her come, like she came in and he was already sat. So anyway, she's chirping away and there's like, they're flirting and he's flirting, but he's being a little bit of a jerk and he's trying to be funny. And I'm like, no, don't pick up on that. That was not funny. Like, and I'm trying to like nudge her. No, don't do it. Anyway, at the end of the train ride, all the way to Babylon, They exchanged Instagrams. And so now I'm like, all right, now I gotta see what's going on.
Oh my God, you got like a second show.
Yeah, I did.
A second little romance show.
Yeah.
God,
I did fall
so
asleep
lucky.
at some point. I did go to sleep.
I was going to say, like, when your phone dies, it's like, okay, I'm the last stop anyway. I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
like,
but at the same point, like, I kept waking up to her laughter, and I was like, oh, that wasn't funny. Shut up.
Let me tell you, there was no falling asleep on my train because it was, sometimes if you're going to a game, if you're going somewhere afterwards, it can be fun having like a rowdy train like that. But when it's midnight on a Wednesday, and after working
Long
all
day.
day and it's a long week, and we had to get up early this morning. And by the way, full day today, no rest for the weary. Meetings back to back, crazy. After getting home at 12:30 in the morning, and then of course I have to do a double tonight at bar because my October is nightmarish, and so like I'm trying to figure out how to get my 15 classes in. So I'm not going to get home till God knows when tonight, and I leave at 5:30 in the morning to go to Arizona for the weekend, for Parents Weekend, which is going to be. We landed at like 10:45 a.m. Arizona time, and it's like 100% nonstop.
Yep.
Kenzie's just called me. We've got this. We've got an event at her apartment. They're hosting the parents. Then it's like happy hour. Then Saturday, we go to the frat parties, and it's a football game. And I'm like, I can't do it.
I already want to just close my eyes.
It's crazy. And then I get back on a Monday, and it's right back here. Right Tuesday. Have you seen my schedule next week?
Yeah. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Looks like a color-coded. I don't even know what's going on there.
Yeah.
There's all different kinds of shapes and colors.
Lines. I don't know what's happening.
Double bookings.
Yeah. I don't know who's double booking you.
I think
you.
I think I'm doing it. I'm double booking. Anyway, it was so great, but man, do you pay the price?
I know. And then were you like wired when you got home?
Horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like
took a little snap on the train, and then like I walked
passed
in.
out, sat down,
Well,
dead in bed. Well, I came from Hershey
yeah.
to see Pink, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Michael was at Hershey seeing Pink, Hershey, Pennsylvania, literally got off the Amtrak in the city, came straight to dinner. I mean,
It's just the usual for me. I'm crazy with
You're
that.
like this.
Yeah, well, you're young.
Yeah.
Also, God bless you.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Sharon, last night you were doing that too. We were talking about Broadway shows. I was going to tell you about this, and one of our staff members was like, "I didn't like that one as much," and you were like, "You're too young. You're too young. You don't get it." And I was like, "Whoa."
Well, I mean, it was the show we were talking about. And
Yeah,
the
I know. It was
context,
hilarious,
but
though.
I'm like, stop.
You're our age when you're like, you're too young. You just,
Well, it was funny because I like walked into the restaurant. I walked from Grand Central, and like I said, it was humid, so it was like really hot. I was like so hot. So I walk in, and like a couple of the staff was there already, and I'm like, nothing like a middle-aged woman coming in sweating and having a pee already.
Everyone's like, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
So something, and then we're going to get into a bunch of Long Island stuff because I got a lot to talk to you about for what's going on right now in the fall. You can tell I'm wearing my fall plaid for this episode. I'm very excited. But real quick, I heard about a new trend. So are you watching the Mormon, the Mom Talk Housewives at all?
No.
I don't recommend it. Are you watching it, Michael?
I've seen a little bit of it. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, Bree watched the whole thing. I was talking to Bree about it last night. So this is a big trend. Mm-hmm. They got famous on Mom Talk, a bunch of Mormon housewives. Okay. And then there was a big scandal, like a swinging scandal between all the Mormon housewives. Okay. It's crazy. And then they got a reality show. Let me tell you, the reality show was like the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, good for them. I mean, they don't drink. Right. They don't smoke. They don't do anything like that. So it's not that exciting. Right. You think it's going to be exciting because of the scandal. To me, I was like, it was them just kind of bickering with each other about TikTok. So I was like, don't recommend it. But the one thing I learned, and they're all beautiful, is because they don't drink or smoke or do anything, they don't hardly even curse. Their big vice is they drink a crazy amount of soda. Oh. Like they drink soda, which I'm here for. I'm a Diet Coke person. Right. So there's this place in Arizona called Swig. Mm-hmm. It's a fast food, it's just like soda place. Mm-hmm. And they'll have, I think, cookies every now and then. But you can order all these crazy like creamsicle and seltzer, and you mix all your sodas. And that came from Utah because the Mormons like love sodas. So there's the newest Mormon soda craze that came out of all this. Now everybody's like talking about how they're like leading the charge on soda.
Okay.
Is protein Diet Coke. Yeah. So apparently what you do is, which I'm here for it right now. I think I'm gonna jump on this craze because I need it. You take Diet Coke and you pour in like it's like a vanilla protein shake. And it's supposed to help. They're like, try not to drink it in a clear glass because it looks disgusting.
Right.
But it's supposed to taste like vanilla Coke. And it
gives you
Diet
protein.
Coke and protein shake.
Interesting.
I'm gonna try it.
Well, so there's like I've had a couple.
Michael's dying laughing. He's looking at me like,
where they're clear.
Yeah,
like you mix it with water and it's clear.
This one apparently is not clear and it looks foamy. Yeah, and weird. But whatever.
Whatever.
I'm gonna try it.
All right.
I could use it right now because I'm dragging.
Yeah.
Because now I couldn't sleep.
Couldn't sleep
when because you drive. I mean, it's an hour and a half train to Ronkonkoma, and then I had to drive 20 something minutes to get home.
Right.
I'm like, I'm wired.
Yeah. Same.
And now I'm not wired. Now I could sleep.
No.
But
this morning we had a meeting and it was like, I had everything in me. I'm like, as I drank my coffee early, so I didn't have anything like coffee to drink and keep you going. And I was like, full on asleep. Not really, but like I was like, all I want to do is crawl under this table right now and go to sleep.
So the other thing that we need right now,
yes,
other than protein Diet Coke, and I'm gonna test it out. Okay, hot teas for you, and I'm gonna test it out, and then I'm gonna tell you what it's like. The other thing you need when you've had a schedule like ours is skincare.
Yes,
you need something. I don't even know what I look like right now. It can't be good.
No, you look good.
Oh, thank you. You look good too.
Thanks.
But our Long Island Taste of Long Island is by one of our favorite partners, one of my favorite partners,
I love
yours
her
too, I know,
much.
is AIREM Beauty, which is, if you don't know AIREM Spa and AIREM Beauty products, there's a standalone AIREM Spa in Jericho, and then they also have an in-house pop-up, right? Right?
Syosset.
It's on Jericho Turnpike, I think, which is in Syosset. Thank you, Michael. And then they have one in the Topping Rose in the Hamptons, which is like, of course, in this exclusive 5-star hotel, whatever. It's amazing. But it's K Beauty, which is Korean style beauty, and which is like world famous.
Famous.
I mean, when you're getting K Beauty, just look at any like K-pop star's skin. It's always like immaculate.
Yeah, glowing, gorgeous, beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. She provided us with a gift bag that has C-Ray Vitamin C and Antioxidant Serum. It brightens complexion and protects you from UV damage. And then also there's the Pearlessence Biocellulose Sheet Mask. And that's powered by radiant tea extracts and Korean tea extracts, peptides, and lotus flower. That has the mask works to intensely brighten the complexion and firm your skin. So you can check out both their locations, like Kristen said, in Syosset and Topping Rose in Bridgehampton. But you can learn more about them at airem.com. Again, that's airem.com.
And just so you know, that is AIREM.com. How weird would it be if I just put this sheet mask on my face on the plane tomorrow? Just fall asleep. Can you picture? You can picture me doing it. I'm just gonna.
You should totally do it.
I'm just gonna. Can you imagine? Tegan would be so horrified. I'm sitting next to her. I'm gonna put it on.
If you want, keep it in the fridge so it's cool.
Ooh.
When you use it.
Yeah.
Can you reuse it?
I'll check this after.
No, I'm sure I'll read the instructions.
I'm pretty sure it says that there's multiple uses on it too.
You know those ones that go underneath your eyes?
Yes.
You can reuse those. Like I can put those in the fridge all the time.
I'm excited about this. What you gonna say?
Nope.
Oh, I'm excited about this because, first of all, I love that vitamin C. I used the Naturopathica. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. So that stuff really, you need it. It works, like the hydration and everything. Thank you, AIREM Spa. We love you ladies. You are experts in your field. I mean, she's a plastic surgeon. Yeah. She is just gorgeous and kind, beautiful inside and out.
Yes.
We always like those people.
Yeah.
So thanks for being a great partner.
Family.
So go check them out too. Okay. So I heard you talking to Alfredo about flipping the porch.
Yeah. He had no idea what
He
I
was
talking
like,
about.
"What?
Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just need help.
So when I got back from the Thousand Islands last weekend, it's like the last weekend of September, I flipped my porch. I think it's the best one I've done yet.
You have to take pics.
I'll take a picture. I think it's the best one I've done yet because I just think I got a new hay bale. I got an extra hay bale now, like one of those ones, like a little fake one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had the smaller one. I got like a medium-sized one. I got some new pumpkins. I went to our little farm.
Awesome.
I got some yellow pumpkins this year.
Pretty.
So it's like yellow and white kind of. And I got 2 beautiful yellow mums.
Love it.
Our skeleton is up. It's terrorizing everyone that comes to our door. It's so fun. It scares me still every time I'm like, oh.
Oh, there it is. It's funny. I was taking the kids dropping off this morning, and like Braden's in the front seat, and he's like, you know, Mom, when I get my own house, I'm gonna make like super decorations everywhere. And because I'm like, we're so minimal, and he's like, I'm like, what would you do? And I'm like, do you want the skeleton? Like, I'm petrified of the skeleton, but if we want to see if we can find it, good luck. But we can try and look. And he's like, no, you do you.
You do you.
I'm like, all right. And he's like, but when it comes time for Christmas, it's going to be like Candy Cane Lane.
Oh, I love that. You know, tell
He
him.
was so cute.
In my opinion, women love guys that decorate like that. I love a man that can decorate, that decorates for the holidays, that has just good taste in general.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And men probably love men that can decorate too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's having that eye for and caring about it. I love it. So I also had I took a lot of time this year and did like the little spider webs around the bushes.
Okay.
But that's the only kind of creepy thing. Everything else is really
in the rain. They last in the rain, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's rained. It rained last weekend, and actually I think it makes it look a little bit more authentic. But you got to spread it out real thin,
Right.
to make it look real. I'm like pretty proud of it.
All right.
I think I've accumulated more of like the fake pumpkins, and then combine them with the real pumpkins so that you have more variety. I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
I flipped my porch. I got my fall pillows out.
Aw. So you went with yellow and white, basically.
Yes, it's pretty much yellow and white. Yeah, it's pretty. And my mums are beautiful this year.
Yeah, you got them at your local farmer's market,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. I love it. And there's one on every corner.
I know.
All your little nurseries.
It's crazy. They're everywhere.
I still want to stop at them.
I know.
Even though my porch is done. I'm like, oh, that one's pretty.
I can use that for my centerpiece.
I just love it. I love that that's a Long Island thing. Yeah. And there's so much fall stuff happening.
There's so many things. Like it's National Walk to Park Day on October 10th.
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier about, instead of just walk to park, you can do a marathon at Suffolk County Park.
Or a 10K or a 5K. You don't have to, if you're not a marathoner.
Yes.
You can still do a 5K or a 10K.
This is a really cool marathon, though. It goes up to Robert Moses and back. It's really, really good.
I think it starts at Robert Moses, and then it goes to Gardner Park, which is your neighbor. You guys were telling me, and that's a Suffolk County park. There's in Suffolk County where we live, there are so many, and this is the best time of year to go to Suffolk County parks.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the colors, the fall colors. It's like perfect. In fact, I just proved today our new banner ad that's going to be on News 12 the whole month of October. Discover beautiful Suffolk County parks. But this marathon in particular, it's called the Suffolk County Marathon, which is why we're saying that, is on the 10K, and the marathon is on October 20th, which is a Sunday. And it goes from, like I said, beautiful. Robert Moses Bridge.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All the way to Gardner Park. Great, gorgeous course. And then it ends with the Freedom Fest, live band, tons of like fun breweries. Fun. We'll be there with Lily.
Awesome.
Lily's going to be there. Discover Long Island's going to be there. And then there's a 5K on the Saturday before.
Right.
But the best part about it is the proceeds go to Suffolk County veterans.
Yes, I love this.
It's all raising money for our veterans.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it goes to several different nonprofit that works, the Suffolk County Veteran Association. They sent me an email today, and we can put it in the notes if you want to know about it. But it's just a great cause. It's a fun family day.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a great way, like you said, to enjoy our parks. I wanted to say there's a couple of other Sagticos parks, like also gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's one of the best places to see fall colors.
Yeah.
And then I drive by one all the time. I don't know if it's quote unquote technically a park, but it's like a Suffolk County building, I guess.
Okay.
It's in St. James, which is so I drive by it on 25A every day, and it's called Deep Wells Farm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let me tell you, it's a haunted mansion right now. I'm scared.
I think they had it on the news this morning. I want to say they had like a preview of like what you can expect.
If you like the scary haunted mansion, because it's an actual real mansion,
Right.
Historic mansion. So I'm pretty sure it's like really haunted for the reals. And then you get to walk through. Like, to me, I just drive by it
I know.
and I'm scared.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
You know,
scared.
and I go by it every day. So that's Deep Wells Farm, Haunted Mansion, highly recommend. But you can go to discoverlongisland.com and you can find, we have, I think, every single Suffolk County park on there.
Yeah.
So you can find your park or trail or bike trail or whatever near you.
Yes.
Cold Spring Harbor also is a wonderful place to walk through the parks.
Beautiful.
This time of year. Anyway, there's just so many wonderful parks on Long Island, which we're very excited about. And also October 10th
Yes.
is opening game day for the Islanders at UBS Arena.
Yes. I'm so excited. So this is like, it's happening. This is, we are in fall. Hockey season's begun.
Here we go. I saw
amazing.
the thing on the news the other day too about the menu items you can get at UBS Arena now. All the great food.
They have like executive chefs coming,
Oh,
and
it's
and they were
amazing.
saying they're like, come hungry because we're never going to remove something from the menu. We're always going to add to it.
The food looked amazing.
It did look- I
and they
was
also
like,
had like super
"Looks
awesome
so
healthy
good."
salads.
Yeah.
It's not all just. It's not like ballpark food like
Right.
you used
no,
to be.
they have like filet mignon sandwiches. Like it's
awesome.
insane. It's
yeah,
insane.
amazing. So we're excited about the season. Did you hear the Mets made the playoffs?
Yes.
Great. Go New York.
Go New York.
We're here
Here we
for
are.
it. And then we're very involved with this Long Island Oyster Week.
Yes, this is happening. It's beginning on next week on October 14th through the 20th. We have a blog highlighting some of the best spots to celebrate, including our partners, which is Juniper at the Vanderbilt, Calissa Hamptons, The Wharf in Oakdale, which is awesome, and Lily's in Babylon, and then Oakdale and Riverhead Brew Houses, and Salt and Barrel at Bayshore.
Yeah, and these are all detailed on our blog. If you go to discoverlongisland.com/blog or just on the homepage, Insider's Guide, you can find all this information and the ways that you can participate in Oyster Week. This is the second annual. And, again, it's fun to talk about Oyster Week and all the ways to eat oysters. But really what the idea of Oyster Week is to raise awareness of Long Island's seafood economy and the great shellfish and all the fishermen that we have here. And we have a lot of generational Long Island families that make their living off, selling oysters. So it's important for us to support them and to go out and to eat oysters. I mean, how great you're supporting families when you eat oysters. So it really is like raising awareness about Long Island oysters and how wonderful and delicious and fresh they are.
I love this.
I got reached out to this week, and I was really glad that Michael put this in the notes because we actually have a charity this week. And it's the Islip Arts Council. Sweet. I love them. They're so great. They were like, we love your podcast and you guys do such a great job. And you provide so much great information to Long Islanders.
That's
Would
great.
you mind mentioning? I'm like,
I love it. Absolutely.
anytime someone approaches us that way, I'm like, of course, we've got you.
You're on it.
But they have a really awesome annual event. It's called Anthem, A Salute to America and Her Heroes. And this is a heartfelt musical tribute to honor veterans and first responders. It's taking place at the Bolton Center for the Performing Arts on November 14th and 15th. So we're giving it to you a month in advance. We're giving you this information so you can make your plans. And again, this is what we love. A portion of the proceeds goes to donate Tunnel to Towers, which, as you know, is an annual event where you run. It's like walking the steps of 9/11. The guys that had their firemen and they ran from the tunnel to the towers to help people.
Yeah.
So if you're not a Long Islander, this is one of our most significant and favorite events. So it's just, you get to go and hear a wonderful, entertaining show, but you also get to donate to a great cause.
And the Bolton Center for Performing Arts is a beautiful theater. It really is.
It's the Islip Arts Council, and we'll put all the information in our notes, how you can, get tickets and or just make a donation or whatever you want to do to this wonderful event. But thank you guys for reaching out to us and for listening to the podcast. It means the world to us.
It surely does.
It does. And so we've got a bunch of stuff. We're just going to, again, we always encourage you to go to discoverlongisland.com or download our mobile app, Discover Long Island mobile app, because the events on there are going to pull near you and they're going to tell you what's happening right away.
Yes.
And way more than what Sharon and I are going to tell you right now. But there's some stuff this weekend.
We're going to rapid fire. October 11th is the Hamptons International Film Festival, still running through the 20th.
I just heard that Hillary Clinton's going to be there.
Oh, so cool.
She's co-producing one of the movies. So she's going to speak at the Hamptons Film Festival.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. Nicki Minaj at UBS Arena. Annual Haunted House and Grounds at Connecticut River State Park all weekend long. And then my favorite, the famous food festival at Tanger Outlets in Deer Park. And then Oktoberfest at Canoe Place Inn.
Yeah, and then Saturday, there's a bunch of fun stuff going on. The Pridwin, which is on Shelter Island. We love that. Shelter Island's such a perfect place to be this time of year. There's so many fall festivals all over Long Island, so make sure you're following our social and just to get the full picture. But there's a fall festival in Huntington. There's the Montauk Fall Festival. Adventureland has their annual scavenger hunt at Halloween, which is so fun. And then this is great. Again, very family-friendly Halloween stuff. Goosebumps, the musical at CM Performing Arts.
That's awesome.
That's on Saturday. All that's on Saturday.
Yes. And then crazy. Sunday the 13th is Riverhead Country Fair and Northcliff Vineyards Red Wine and Pasta Night.
I'm starving right now. I could use some red wine and pasta. So there's a ton of stuff going on Long Island this fall. If you've not flipped, if you flipped your porch, send us a picture.
Yeah.
We should, I
need ideas.
The other cool thing is we were talking about our partnership with UBS Arena. We're going to do some great ticket giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some ticket giveaways coming up. Just, there's a bunch of events happening throughout the rest of the year at UBS, including like Disney on Ice. There's Monster Jam taking place coming up in the next couple of months. So please make sure you're staying in tune with us and following our social, because we're going to be giving you free tickets to that kind of stuff. And if maybe you send us, maybe we'll do a giveaway. I don't know. Send us, we should do like a hoodie or something. Yeah. Send us pictures of your fall porch. Let's see your flip.
Ooh.
Is it scary or is it like fall-y like Sharon and I like?
I like it.
I want to see your porch.
Yeah.
Okay. I do. I want to make sure. I want to see what other people are doing.
Right.
I mean, I need to see it.
Maybe we'll do a giveaway then with merch and some tickets.
Totally. Right. Do you have any celebrity?
I mean, there's a ton of celebrity going on now.
Let's hear it.
I mean, I don't know. It's just the Diddy. I can't get out of that rabbit hole.
That's horrific.
Horrific.
I don't even want to think about that. No. It's like I started watching the Menendez brothers.
Oh.
Wow. That is that show, I'm shook by that show. I mean, I remember the Menendez brothers when that happened. That was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was
early
like
90s.
89, 90 kind of. And the one thing I'll say about the beginning of the show, I loved it because it was like a Milli Vanilli soundtrack.
Yes.
I was like,
I love it.
I'm telling Tegan, I'm like, so Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
What's like the coolest band turned out to be complete fake lip syncers. Fake. It turned out to be a very tragic story.
That was the biggest scandal, though.
It was tragic story. It was horrible because it ruined a lot of lives. It was crazy. Yeah. If you don't know the story about Milli Vanilli,
Google it.
But their music is awesome. It was so good.
So good.
But the Menendez brothers it's like all of this is twisted, and I feel like that's what Diddy is. Diddy is like it's hard to it's actually hard to wrap your mind around it. Mm-hmm. It's so twisted. I'm like, I don't even want to hear it.
Well, the list just keeps on getting longer.
Ugh.
Crazy.
It's gross.
List of people involved. It's nuts.
I know, but we also we lost a couple of celebrities recently. Pete Rose, R.I.P. Pete Rose,
R.I.P.
Chris Christopherson,
R.I.P.
Right? Star is Born. I know Michael's a huge Lady Gaga Star is Born person. And then I'm really bummed. I don't have any reports right now.
And Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter.
Yes.
And she was in so many other things.
So many
Sister Act
movies.
John Amos.
John
also,
Amos.
Chris just said,
And
Good Times.
Good Times. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And even like the guy who used to be the co-star for American Pickers. Do you remember that? I just saw that he passed away.
Suddenly.
Like, what?
It's so crazy.
I mean, these people, like, you know his face. He would go around and do like antiques.
Yeah,
and he would go into like old barns.
He was young. He
was
like
like
50s, yeah.
40s or 50s.
I know so many great, talented people that added to our lives. So thinking about them and their families this time of year, you know, but I don't even have any like Golden Bachelorette. There was no Dancing with the Stars.
Right. So
well, I wasn't here last week, but Anna Delvey's out.
I know. I mean,
no one really cares, including her.
I know, but she was like,
I don't care.
So, I don't care.
They're like, what'd you take away from it? She's like, nothing. I mean, but that's on brand for her. She has to say that, like, whatever.
Yeah, that is funny.
I know, but there wasn't a Dancing with, I missed it because I was gone the whole time. I missed the one where Anna Delvey got out. And then there wasn't one last week because of the debate. And I missed Golden Bachelorette. I haven't even had time to watch TV.
I know. I'm
like, duh.
I know.
So, and you know what else I wanted to watch was Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary season.
Did it happen?
Yeah, it launched on Saturday night. And I have it recorded. But every time I try to watch it, Tegan's like, don't watch it without me.
Yeah, because that first episode, I'm sure, is going to be...
I'm sure, hilarious. They did I saw one clip, which I thought was going to be hilarious. And it looks like a bunch of people invest like schlepping boxes. And you think it's people helping in like the Red Cross or a crisis. And it was like, you know, when times are tough in neighborhoods, we don't see a dilapidated town or a closed Kmart or, we see a Spirit Halloween store. It's like them taking over an abandoned shopping center, and it's like all of the costumes. And you're like,
so funny.
It's pretty true.
It is so true. It's crazy.
They're like loading boxes in to make something that was like abandoned, a spirit store. So I look forward to seeing it. But I don't really have any other, because I've been listening to audiobooks and trying not to get abducted in remote areas, and then trying to just get a couple hours of sleep at night.
I don't really have anything.
No? Okay. Well, if you have any tea, follow us and let us know, and we'll talk about it. And by the time I see you next week, hopefully we'll be caught up on some of the celebrity. You got to, Sharon, I'm sorry. You got to watch The Golden Bachelorette.
All right. I'll do it just for you.
It's magical. Even Tegan was like, it's so great. It's just so heartwarming. It's not like The Bachelor or Bachelorette at all.
Okay.
Like in a good way.
I just saw something, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the 20th anniversary of the pilot of Real Housewives. Oh. The original. I'm like, it's been around that long.
Yeah.
I mean, probably like around there.
20 years.
Orange County came out first. I don't think it came out in 2004 though.
That's crazy.
It was wrong. Something. I know that New York started in 2006 or 7. So, I mean, that sounds right. It's around that.
Crazy.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, that never ceases to amaze me either. The Housewives. Love them though. They're fabulous. And there's always tea around that. I haven't had time to catch up. So hopefully some playing time. Let us know what you're watching if you want us to watch something. I'm gonna report back on a protein Diet Coke, which I could have pretty much right now. And we're gonna try our AIREM spa stuff, and follow our social, and make sure you leave us 5 stars. Let us know what you're thinking. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
Send us pictures of your porch. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island, thanks to our generous sponsor, Sands New York. Visit sandsnewyork.com for more information. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.